All right, so going through the content calendar, and I know we've done this before, but we'll just do like a quick review real quick. And then our homework tonight is to have this filled out so that we can review it tomorrow, okay? I want everybody's content calendar posted in the group so that we can review them on tomorrow's call. That'll be the content for tomorrow. So you're gonna come in here and you're just gonna click on make a copy for yourself, and then you can name it, you know, whatever, right? Dallin, social media, content calendar, and then you can get rid of that. And then the fun begins, right? Put in the date. And let's just try to do about 7 days of post ideas and get that kind of those first things down there. So let's go someone who, let's use someone as an example and we can come up with some ideas for them. We'll just get started, okay? Someone drop into the chat or unmute yourself and we'll just go.
Okay, I'll be the guinea pig.
Woo woo! All right, Stephanie. So let's, here, actually, I'll do this. I'll do this for you. And then I'll send this to you. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the primary call to action. What do you want to invite people to do?
Contact me to either help manage their short-term rental property or help them to find a short-term rental property.
Okay, so help manage short-term rental property or find short-term rental property. This is the call to action. Awesome. And here, I'm going to change this. So that's a call to action. Let's talk about the pain. What are they feeling right now? Overwhelmed by trying to manage their short-term rental property?
Yes.
Okay. So what might be interesting is to split those up possibly, right? To like some posts you're going to be doing stuff on management and stuff you're going to be doing tips on finding. If you want us just to do the hard work, then send it then let us know, right? Kind of thing. So maybe what you could do is just separate this. And then you can do, it might be a good way for you to just find a rhythm to just go every other in terms of call to action, right?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, you always only want to have one call to action.
Yep.
On the video.
I agree with that. So, and then I think that you guys have seen it before, but you can do data validation like this, and then you can do a list of items, and you can say, you can create those two things, manage short-term rental and comma, find short-term rentals. Save that, and then you can see this little drop down that comes here. So manage, find, manage, find, right? Super easy. That way if you have like 3 or even 4 different things, right?
How did you do that again?
So you're going to highlight the column, and then you go up to data, and then data validation, and then a list of items right here. and then you can create a list of items. And then you just separate each of them with a comma. Got that? So let's talk to the pain. So the primary pain of someone who is managing a short-term rental. Let's just make a quick list. Stephanie, what are some of the pains that they're feeling trying to manage a short-term rental? And maybe Ladero, maybe you could help out with this too. You know the space as well, right? What are some of the pains that somebody who's trying to manage a short-term rental property would be feeling?
Well, I think specifically here in Las Vegas, like the brand new law that just went into effect, there are some criteria that they didn't have to deal with before, like having a 24-hour local emergency contact, which has to be, they have to be certified or be a licensed property manager or both.
Okay, so they could be confused by brand new laws. So a content piece could be 24-hour emergency contact is part of that, right? And then you said they also have to be, licensed, you said, or what did you say there?
It either has to be just a regular person that has gone through that certification class, or they have to be a licensed real estate property manager.
That's what the 24-hour emergency contact needs to their qualification.
That's their qualification. Yeah. Like they can't just call a friend and be like, hey, I'm going to be gone for the weekend. Can you watch over my property?
Right.
Which they've been doing. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's one pain, confused by brand new laws or just not quite sure how to navigate that. Right. What are some other pains?
Being out of town, and if they are a remote owner and they need somebody to help them locally.
Okay. Another pain for management?
Just the time constraint, like booking reservations and stuff like that and getting everything set up. That takes a lot of time.
Ladero, can you relate to that?
Oh yeah, it takes a ton of time.
Time constraint. What are some other pains, Ladero, from like a management standpoint that you think that short-term rental managers or people who have properties like that feel?
Let me think I know there's a ton, but let me think for a second. I'm just trying to think, because we do have 3 management clients that we've taken on, and one of their biggest concerns was a lot of them, I guess you already hit it, but it's just a lot of them don't want to deal with the day-to-day. So they want, time is their biggest thing. Local laws is a huge thing as well. And also they just don't know how to do it, period. I have literally a traditional property manager is one of my clients. She's like, yeah, I have a property management company, but we do, 6 months minimum, and anything less than that, I just don't have the capacity to deal with it.
Yeah.
Nor the time.
It's very different from long-term rentals management.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And a design. It's one other thing is they have to furnish it all. That's a huge thing that they do not like doing. So
furnishing.
I've learned that.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Awesome. So let's talk about the pain of finding a short-term rental property. What's one of the pains of finding it?
Location, finding the right location.
Okay. What else?
Figuring out how to purchase the property.
And if I could, sorry, doorbell just rang. One of the biggest things is all the costs associated with getting it started. Sorry. On mute.
Perfect. All right. What's another finding one, Stephanie?
I think also learning how to analyze how the return on investment.
Awesome. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's go into let's try to go through, one of these here, and let's create a caption and just kind of go through this. So we talked about the pain. So they're confused by the brand new laws. So what's the benefit, or what's the solution to this?
What do you mean?
So in this case, so we have,
by coming to me, what's their benefit or solution?
Yep.
Okay. So basically I could break down the new law for them and show them what they need to do to be in compliance.
And you said there's pretty stiff penalties for this as well. Is that right?
Yeah, the fines are, if you get fined, it's, I think, at least $1,000 a day.
That's pretty steep.
Yeah.
Marcelo only had to pay us $100 if he didn't get his webinar done. So 1,000 would have been pretty rough if he didn't finish, huh?
$100 each. $100 each. Remember,
That's
it
right.
could have added up to $1,000.
It definitely could. Yeah. Yep. Could have got pricey real quick. So awesome. Okay, so the pain is they're confused by the brand new laws. They can face fines up to $1,000 a day, and if they know the breakdown of the new laws, then you can show them how to be in compliance so they don't fall into that trap. Okay. So in terms of the actual content or caption, let's just go for like a short form type of piece there. And Mason, I'll ask you to kind of help jump in here a little bit on this, and we can come up with some ideas, right? So the way that, I don't know how I'm doing that. There we go. So when we're talking about your content, the very first piece of this is your headline, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to say headline or anything like that. I just want to point out that that first line of text that everybody sees is the headline. And so a catchy headline, the first thing that they're going to read is super, super important to make sure that it captures their attention and it creates intrigue. It talks about the pain a little bit and kind of pulls them through. So Mason, thoughts on this headline specifically?
Yeah, there's a few things you can do here. A couple of ideas. So number one would be something like, there's too many ideas. So let me choose one. So you need to get the attention first of people in the business, right? So short-term rental, warning short-term rental owners, what the new law in Las Vegas, or is it's Henderson, right? Yeah. What the new Henderson law means for your business and how you can avoid tens of thousands of dollars in fines.
That's basically what you said.
Yeah. What the new Henderson, or what do you call the law? Like, is there a different way to
rental?
Say that again?
Short-term rental.
You could say, here's why short-term rental owners are complaining about this new Henderson law and why it's actually a good thing for your business. Can you think of a way that it could be good for their business?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's hear it. What would be a positive thing about it?
It helps to the regulation will help to decrease the number of complaints from neighbors.
Well,
also, I would, if I could add, I'd say
ahead.
Those regulations actually help protect their investment as well.
Yes.
So if they're following it, if something happens, then the city's on their side because they follow all of the city's rules. That's why I personally love regulations.
Yeah, it creates like a kind of a standard, a barrier that keeps the sloppier owners out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you can pull in like a few of these like kind of ideas, right? So there's some ideas in terms of headlines that you can use, different concepts there. And then this is like kind of the meat of it, right? This kind of stuff here is more along the lines of like what you would talk about inside of it, right? And so you don't necessarily have to say this. You just need to have sort of a hook to help them understand what the piece is about. And then you can dive into more of the like nuts and bolts and some of the details. And then it's always important to have like a call to action. And so let's see here. So basically if we were to do this first one here, how would you say it, Mason, in terms of call to action?
In the actual text.
Yeah. Would you just say to learn more about how this and then it's like click the link or
yeah. And I would probably try and make it a little bit more specific, right? Where it's like if you want some help getting your properties up to code or whatever this standard is to comply, then let's hop on a quick call, send me a message, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's what you put on your posts, you deliver your content, and you make money. The end.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So when you put together your content, is it always a video? Is it sometimes just a post or something like that? And then the other question is, like, say for instance, if it's a video, how long, like what's the sweet spot in terms of like the time frame of the video? Like how long should it be? Like,
so it really just depends. Like, I think that like I would test out a bunch of different things, but here's the thing. If you can say what you need to say in a minute to 3 minutes, like awesome, right? I would just say that you're going to have some that are shorter and you're going to have some that are longer. And the biggest thing is to just kind of watch and see what the engagement is at all those different levels, right? How many people are engaging with longer videos versus shorter videos? What are the different dynamics that are happening? Just look kind of at the data behind it, and then you can make a determination of kind of where that sweet spot is. But I think between like 3 and 5 minutes is typically really good. If you can say it in 1 to 3, like that's good, right? And then there's always those moments where you can, do a little bit of a longer video. But the biggest thing is just to get in a consistent habit of it right now, that you just have consistent content that you're creating.
okay.
Cool. Okay, everybody. So this is your homework for tonight or today is to bring these content calendars, post them in the group before tomorrow's call. And we're going to go through them. And we're going to help you craft that content, captions, all this stuff in here. If you have, additional questions about any of it, we'll be going through that tomorrow. And the more hands-on attention, and if you want to get, more help and guidance, then I'd suggest sending these over as soon as you can today. That'll allow my team, I can even see if our copywriter can take a look at it too. So if you can get these over to us, we'll put some time into it and help you out with creating your content calendar this week, okay?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely, you guys. All right, so that concludes today. So calendar, put together, and yeah, let us know what else we can do to help, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Take
Hey
care.
guys.
Goodbye.